Hello everyone, my name is Sam Mitchell and this is the Rum Shop where we pour, sip, down some things. Now if you guys are new to this channel, please be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for my returning followers. Thank you guys for your support thus far. So in this video, I'm going to share with you guys 5 things that you need to know as relates to investing into whiskey. Now, first off, I love investing. I really do love investing. Now, when people hear the word investing, first thing that comes to mind is, stocks and 401k and retirement plan and maybe like CDs and banks and so forth and so forth. But hardly people ever think or consider investing into whiskey. Now, I don't know if it's because people who don't think about it are those who don't maybe drink or whatnot, maybe invest into whiskey that they don't consume or know nothing about. But it's kind of the same with the stock market for some people because some people invest in the stock market into things that they don't really know much about. And there's also people who invest into things that they know about. You see that? Nonetheless, the point I'm trying to make is that there's always more to gain as it is to diversifying your portfolio. Diversifying your portfolio. Everyone knows diversifying is great because it's never good to put all your eggs in one basket. So that's why I'm thinking people, you find that people hardly think about diversifying their portfolio and investing into whiskey. Now for diversifying your portfolio, I love whiskey. I love investing. I love stocks. I have several investments, and recently I was thinking, okay, how can I diversify my investments? How can I spread out my investments even more to what I can handle? I have several investments, and all of those investments I manage to personally, which will be Robinhood and Ameritrade. I can share that with you guys. Those who I manage personally, the rest handles elsewhere. And it dawned on me that whiskey is actually a great investment, and that's something that people don't really consider. Hence why we on this channel right here, the Rum Shop. So in addition to my investments, I recently added another portfolio. I added a whiskey portfolio. Yeah. Now, with that, I'm going to share with you guys 5 things that you need to know as it relates to investing into whiskey. Whiskey is becoming more and more of a luxury drink, not only in the Western world but also in the Far East. The demand for special editions and rare whiskey is increasing the same way as well in both worlds, which makes it a great investment. In the Asian markets, for example, whiskey can be seen as a status symbol, and in the European, whiskey is much more than collecting it or drinking it, whether it's rare or not. It's more about the culture. It's more about the history of whiskey on their end, and not to mention the American market, where Americans are following the same trend as well, whether it's for investing, for collecting, for drinking, and so forth. The point is, the demand for whiskey is always growing, and that's one of the things that makes it a good investment. Number 2, research. Research as in invest time in yourself to know what you like. You see, the thing is, investing into whiskey is much more fun if you know what you like. I did a video on how to collect whiskey. I'll put a link below, that way you can take a look at it at the end of this video. But the thing is, it's important to know what kind of whiskey do you like, and the only way you can know what kind of whiskey do you like is if you just explore and taste several whiskeys, and with that you can know what you like, and after you know what you like, you then focus on, okay, I know like this kind of whiskey, so I'm gonna pay more attention on this kind of whiskeys, whether it be special releases or rare editions or some old bottle of that brand that you like. Now by doing that, you then know where to invest and where to put your research, which saves you time, and of course time is money, right? And this actually leads us into the third reason why you should invest in whiskey, that is making smart investments. Now, whether you are a collector of whiskey or a drinker of whiskey, you also want to keep your eye out for special releases. Now, you can work this to your advantage, whereas now that you know what kind of whiskeys you like, you can keep your eye out for special releases or limited releases of your kind of whiskey that you like. But whereas it can work to your advantage is that You can also look out for other potential brands that release a limited release that you can probably buy for investing as well, and add that to your portfolio. And you can work that along several other spirits. For example, you can do it with rum, you can do it with cognacs as well, especially cognacs. With that, keep in mind that in the early 90s, distillers focused on producing limited releases or special editions or so forth. And those releases are worth a lot now if you are lucky enough to put your hands on one or few of those bottles, of course. The fourth reason why you should invest in whiskey is patience. Patience is key as relates to investing. After you acquire a special edition or a rare release, you want to hold it for a few years. And keep in mind that each year that you hold that bottle goes up in value. Now, what people do is that as that bottle goes up in value year by year, they would cash it in by putting it in an auction and sell it because they are sure that at that time they can make a profit. But patience comes in again because the more you hold that bottle, the more rare it gets. And of course, you get more money for your buck, more return on your investment. The fifth reason why you should invest in whiskey is storage. Whiskey is much easier to store than wine. Whiskey can pretty much be stored in most environments, provided that you follow 3 rules. 1, store your whiskey in an area that has no sunlight. 2, you want to keep it in an area where it's below room temperature. And 3, you want to store that bottle standing up. Very important. And with that, guys, that completes the 5 reasons why you should invest in whiskey. Now, please let me know wherever you are in the world watching this video by just dropping a flag in the comments below. In addition to that, if you guys have any other comments you want to leave, please let me know down below as well. If you guys like this video, please give me a thumbs up. I would really appreciate it. And please, guys, drink responsibly. Until next time, guys, keep collecting and definitely keep investing, guys. Cheers.